So welcome to another video, guys. My name is Daniel, and if you don't know who I am a outdoors YouTuber. I've been doing YouTube stuff for plenty of years, I think since 2017 or something. I have another channel that I call Wild and Survival that have 4,000 subscribers, and then I started my own channel. I rebranded with my name. I've been doing a lot of camping stuff. I'm still doing some survival, bushcrafting as well, and through hikes. I have hiked across Norway. I'll be doing the Camino Santiago next year, and I'll be doing a lot of fishing and hunting as well. So you name it, basically all that has to do with outdoors, even a game that is related to nature or survival. I do that as well. What you see here is basically the kitchen, and what will make us food and what will also keep us warm in winter time. Oh, when it's cold outside. The oven is I got this from NorTent. Those are my sponsors, by the way. This is a titanium oven. This serves very good to make food because of the grids here. It weighs like 1.5 kilos or so, and I can't remember. But it's super great. The pipe is not a problem either because it's foldable titanium. It is a very good overall oven to be using on winter time. So I can boil stuff in here, and I can put this stuff on the side. I can also use this as fire pit, and on winter time you've been seeing me using this foldable fire pit that I have. Also very lightweight, and it doesn't take too much space. Underneath here is a fire blanket. I think it's from Rovers or something like that. It smells like shit, so it's been on the washing machine a couple of times actually. But it's very important to have some kind of protection for the floor when you're using an oven or a fire pit, or perhaps in the camping spot. Just use this to put underneath to get you some protection. You can also use the blanket to extinguish a fire if you are in deep shit, can you say. I have a portable grill that I used in the last video. This is also titanium. It's been great. Sometimes I use it over the fire pit, and I can also use this over the top of the oven. It's very lightweight and very easy to take with me as well. When I'm dealing with fire, I'm using very cheap Hestra leathers gloves. I use it for bushcraft as well. You've probably seen that, and the same for the cast iron from Lodge. This small one I use it for bushcrafting, and very good for some kind of meals. What is good about this heavy pans, it gets rusted it's not good that it gets rusted all the time, so you have to cover it with oil all the time, otherwise it's gonna rust. But what is good is that it keeps the food very warm all the time, and that's a common problem when you are outdoors. So if you have this pan, it will keep it warm longer. Titanium, however, doesn't have that capability. Or another titanium pan that I have here, the Alpha C2 Summit, is very good pan as well. It doesn't stick as much of the large, but the food will get very cold when you're using this, but it's a bit less heavy and easier to wash than the large pan. I have a bigger one as well, but that we use that at home. I only keep this one. I needed some kind of a wok, so I buy the FireBox pan setup. I think it's in titanium or something like that, or aluminium, I'm not sure. But it has also a cover that you can cover the food, so it also doesn't get cold. This is very good for you can put coal on the tops to keep it warm as well. Very good set here as well. I also have bought the Billy pot from FireBox. This is a great pot. I hope to use it more in the future. I'm not very good of a baker, but I try to bake some bread and croissants in the past. You can also see that on the video. And you can boil some water here. I think it's stainless steel, doesn't take too much space. I had drill a thermometer inside there, and it follows also with a couple of titanium, I don't know what to call it, to do muffins and bread and stuff. A little grill and to put coal on top of the let me see, if you put the grill inside, you can put this on the top, and you can have coal on there to keep the oven warm. What I like is it takes a very little space, and I can do a lot of cooking stuff from there. This is for my espresso, if I want to warm some milk or water. I have another big pot here for maybe vegetables or sauce. And I have a Japanese grill that I bought that I haven't used yet, or maybe once, I think. Some of this stuff is very hard to get here in the West, by the way, especially this one. So you need to be ordering for Amazon. So if my Korean friends or subscribers or Japanese want to send me something, please leave a mail on the description below, because it's hard to get, and I really like Japanese and Korean culture, if you hadn't figured by now. This is for the pans of the FireBox. Very good to take stuff when it's hot. This is my multi-fuel. I used it for many years. This was one of my first stoves. I bought it from after the army, because sometimes some stuff from the army doesn't work, and and this works quite big. This is what is called a multi-fuel stove, so you can work on gas with the hose there, or you can just use on several types of fuel, and it's very good to also make food with it. It has a silencer on, and it's on titanium, so it's super lightweight. It's been on me on the first expedition for many years in the army. I have my fire, always things to make fire there. This is my fire pit. I also use this on the bushcraft. I think what is missing here now is the gas lighter that I have, a Soto gas lighter. Multiple ways to fire up the oven. This is one of the recent also for birch crafting, so I can bring more fire to the oven or a bonfire that I'm making. Yeah, several ways to make a fire. I have explained this in the past as well. From the Hidden Woodsman in multi-camo black, my fire kit, so I know where my lighters and stuff is. Someone's asked me what this kettle is from Rovens Pure Outdoors Passion. I cannot find it online anymore. It doesn't fit the pipe of the stove as much. I think it's smaller, so I need to change this, but it can either way stay on the oven pipe here. I normally use this on winter time because it can boil water while I have the oven at, and I can put water in here and easily use water from this. This is a kettle stand, or a camping rack, I think it's called. I've been trying to get a wooden one, but I cannot get it. I know where to get it now, but I'm not sure about the quality of it, so I might try to just make one myself. If not, my camping friends for Korea and Japan, they want to buy one for me and send it to me. I will be much appreciated about that. But anyway, I have a cup, a camp mug. This also has some of the same technology that the large cast iron had. It keeps the drink warm and also cold on winter. I used this last time in Denmark, and it actually works, because the coffee, when I film it all around all the time, the coffee always gets cold, and it does not do that on this. Normally I either make an little espresso with the Wacao espresso that you see me use sometime, and other times I bring the AeroPress to have a big cup of coffee with some grained coffee beans, also from FireBox. I changed this recently, so I can make me a good cup of coffee, especially if it's gonna be a long day or something like that. This I have this for a long time. This is Trangia, Swedish made. You can also boil coffee in here, and water and vegetables. This is an addition that I got from I think Amazon or one website. This is called Sierra cups. And Sierra cups this one are in aluminum. These are great for both drinking, both using as a plate, sauce, making food. A lot of great uses for Sierra cups. I have 2 of those. Also an item that is nearly impossible to get here in Norway. Okay, so I think that covers all my kettles and boiling stuff that I normally use. I have a couple of noodle bowls in plastic. These are Japanese actually. I like to eat a lot of noodle or ramen, and this is a good bowl for it when the Sierra cups are a bit small. I have a VZ level 2 in spirits, so sometimes I drink some good spirit with me, and you have to have a proper glass that is not glass in the outdoors, and therefore I use Eagle Products spirit glass for whiskey or rum or something like that. Very, very good. Sometimes I drink wine as well, and this is practically the same thing for white wine mostly, not red wine. I don't really like to drink red wine in the outdoors because it gets too cold. It needs to be the right temperature, and white or rosé doesn't really matter as much as red wine. I go for my birthday some real metal chopsticks because I like to eat Korean food and Japanese food. Okay, so I had these for a long time as well. These are also from Eagle products. Yeah, I don't really like to use them. I have changed it with titanium ones. This is the way to go, in my opinion. Very lightweight, very easy to clean, and you can actually attach this to a carabiner so it doesn't get lost. I don't really know where it is now. So this is the way to go. And if you have plates in either stainless steel and titanium, I would recommend that instead of having tree, because tree weighs a lot and it's more difficult to clean. But this is all what I have right now and what I use. So what I use to clean is also from FireBox. This is an addition that they have. That is a pump that creates some pressure, and you can actually wash your dishes outdoors. So it's just a microfiber cloth, some dishwashing soap, where I normally dishwash or maybe even wash myself. And this is some additional things that I have to remember to bring with me. These are gloves for both making food or washing stuff, so you don't get messy when you are doing this kind of stuff, and you need to be kind of having things a bit systematic. So when you're dealing with the fire and let's say fuel from the lamps, you need to be very systematic to have things clean and keep aside what is basically dirty from what is basically clean. So some gloves is very good to have also for making food. Okay, I have some other boards for cutting. I just had this one with me this time. I have a couple of others as well. I think they are at home. Recently I buy the Opinel French knife. It's very good knife to be making food. It's very difficult to cut food right sometimes. This is a Avalon titanium knife that I have been using a lot of time before, also for hunting mostly and fishing. He has a very good knife there as well. So those are my go-to knife for basically being out in the camp. I also have bigger knife that I use for bushcrafting and woodworking as well if I don't have an axe. Plastic cutting board. Tables. So tables is for me a luxury. These are camping table. This one is made in wood. It has been broken a bit, so it needs to be stitched every now and then and clean. And I have the Helinox lightweight outdoor tables that I usually take on longer trips, or if my family, the whole family is here, we can sit all of us on a table. It's very easy to take with you, both of them. But I would recommend this one if you want a really simple good table to have, the Helinox lightweight table. Lighting is important, especially when you are on the northern parts of the world on winter time. It's dark quite a lot, or if you are in the middle of the dark in southern times, you're gonna need light. So I have a couple of beeswax. This is just to give you a bit of a cozy feeling. It also repels a bit of mosquitoes, and it's very cozy to be making a food and having a light, a normal light, that you give that feeling that you are eating with a better view in nature. This is basically not a light, but I can take this one with me now as well. This is the Thermacell repellent. Not very environmentally friendly though, but it keeps all of the mosquito away from a radius of 10 or 15 meters. I used this on the first expedition, a portable one. Really not the best option to be environment friendly. You have the round spirals as well that I normally also bring with me sometimes, but I just happen to be having this around, and it uses gas, and it doesn't fall and burn stuff. It just keep the insects away when you are camping. I don't really like to go around using tissues or sprays, so I try to use that as less as possible outdoors. So that's my guilty pleasure. The Primus lighting is also doing from gas. It has I think it's called a piezo. This ruined my winter pad, if you didn't know, seen that video, because this part here it fell down and it burned a hole on the winter pad, but I fixed it right away, happily. But it's a super good light, and it gives some warmth, so when you are cold in the hand you can use this to warm yourself as well. The covers is also a thing that is very difficult to get. This is good because it increases a bit the performance of the gas. I don't really like to touch the gas as well, because it gets very cold and it's hard to the fingers. So to have a protection cover also can help you keeping the warmth of the propane and gas that is inside there, so it functions more efficient, and then you know which is you are using, and you can move around, and it just looks much better. What you gonna do about it? Okay, I have a couple of fans. This is also an LED light on the bottom. I've been using this a lot recently. It's a power bank as well. It has a good fan. It's very good for the warmer weather, and just keep. You can also use it in winter to provide more warmth to the whole tent if you want. Yeah, it's a good fan. I wish they could have more options here in Norway as well. You can hang it up on the tarp if you want. I have done that before as well. Yeah, so far good to have a good fan. If you some of this stuff you can find them on outdoors or boat shops. So the Dietz lamp, oil lamp, this one functions on oil worms. It gives a very good lighting, in my opinion. This one is not mine actually, I just have borrowed it. I have also another one that is hanging there. Normally also use the Uco T light there. I think it's in the bushcraft box that I have at home. This one also has a mosquito, and it's LED lamps. Really don't like LED lamps, but it's lightweight and very good to bring. And it also has some mosquito repellent in there if you need that. I've been having this cooler for a long time. This is some cheap cooler that I bought when I was working at the same store they sell them. It's powered by electricity though, and it's good enough. I have I've been doing, I'm actually sponsored by Yeti now, so I will be changing this very very soon. And probably the one that I bought here as well, or I just keep it at home if I'm allowed to use it though. It's good to have in the car. It's powered, so you can have warm and you can have cold here, but it takes a lot of power from the power bank, and that's a bad thing. And it doesn't keep the food too close cold anyway, and it started to get a bit broken on top there, but it's what I have right now and good enough. These boxes from Naturehike, they are foldable. They can be opened here. Most of the stuff you have seen, I have it on the big box here, and it's cool because you can have the cooler there, and you can pick up a new gas can or something particular from there. It's a pretty smart box. Most of my kettles and drinking ware and stuff is there in the small one. Sometimes I just bring all of it on the top, depends. I bought this recently in Denmark. Doesn't cost too much. It's very difficult to get this kind of jugs in Norway as well, but I bought this and exchanged it with a water tank because I can have ice and something cold on there, as well as that I can drink water from here. It keeps ice at least for 1 day, but not more. It's just a cheap stuff. I use this on summer and use the other one on winter time. This is the EcoFlow. I think it's 160 watt, very all-weather resistant, very efficient solar panel. This is one from my sponsors, EcoFlow, which have provided me with the panel. I have bought the battery myself, and it basically has resisted both winter time and icing and Norwegian winter, so that's very good for me. Okay, so before we go inside, I'll show you the battery. I'm using the big Helinox Tarp from NorTent. It has some features that I really like. Dyneema spots on the sides. It has a built-in pocket that you can see here. It has some very easy adjustable peg lines there. A ring so you can fit the pole. That is also a thing that is not very common to get in Norway. A tarp pole that it keeps this whole big ass tarp up and going. The little one, the little Helinox version, I think they are about to be selling the same tarp as well. It's basically the same thing, but it's smaller. And I took this on my last through hike, expedition hiking across Norway. Super hype about it. It's one of the easiest tarp and most practical tarps on strongers that will keep you warm and actually save my life on the last through hike as well. The big Helinox is the big brother. You have also some points here, so you can actually put stuff, a dry line or some lightning in here, like I'm doing now. There we go. And have a disco party here. Just kidding. Well, I can do a disco party. I have taken, this is the inner tent of the Game 6. The Game 6 is designed in a Norwegian Sami people kind of a way, and it's not a a very typical camping tent. This is a 4-season, very strong tent that is designed to withstand Norwegian weather, and it's very strong. It's very, you can actually stand here, and it goes great on both winter time because you can put the oven and you have storms flats on the side, or you can use it on the summertime like we did the last time. Is like one of the thing I hate is tunnel tents, that we have a lot of producers here in Norway doing the tunnel tents, and it gets so when you go inside and you have to like crawl inside to get in. I don't really like that. I like the open type that is natural, more looking, and you feel actually comfortable living in. The Gamma 6 is perfect for 4 persons with the inner tent, or if you remove the inner tent you can have 6 persons inside here. This is the Gamma 6 Gravity Gold. It's a special edition, but you have it in grey as well, and it's perfect. It will work the whole year around, but you can even get this tent even stronger, because NorTent actually has a polycotton material that is a bit more weight. It weighs more, but it will withstand standing out the whole year around, and it is very different from only cotton products, because it's a mix between polyester and cotton, so it's even stronger. When you are doing the oven, you put it in here with a blanket, and you basically open this side here. It has a material, and you put the oven pipe in there. You see me done that a lot on the videos, and I will do that a lot in the years to come. Don't use other than birch is the white tree. It doesn't spark. I think oak doesn't spark as well. So don't use wood that will spark a lot, otherwise you're gonna get some holes that you need to repair. But the NorTent also has repair kits for both the poles here and also some stuff, and you can even ask them to send you more stuff if you get a big repairment, like I did on the NorTent Bivouac once. So use birch, that's a good tip. Alright, so the battery is the river flow. I have made a separate video on this. It's very important for me that it has 240 volt outputs there. It can recharge a lot. You have even a light here. Now it's getting 19 watts of input on a very cloudy day, the solar panel, and it will take like 13 hours to recharge fully. So this is a fantastic. It's very lightweight. You can even get them even a bit smaller and bigger than that. I think the Delta is bigger than the River Max. The Max has a separate battery here, and I keep it. Some has asked me about this. This is the bag that I keep the battery on, and it's like you can see here. It has the cable for recharging at the home, and it has a thermal to keep the worms and try to keep it dry. What we're also keeping here, that it probably gone here, is this little guy here. This is what you get inside when you buy stuff to keep humid away. Put one of those inside your thermal bag, and then you put the battery inside there to keep it dry, so it works also in humid areas and in winter time as well. Right now is standing on the field office from Helinox. This is a khaki variant. I have some first aid easy to get here, just in case. I fit some of my lamps and stuff inside there, sometimes the camera stuff. And this table here is part of the Helinox field office. I bought it specifically for either having the laptop or just having a electronics part on this side, and a little table to just put things. That is okay. Good. Another Helinox product is my Zero chair, super ultra light. I have a cozy synthetic cover on it because this is so lightweight that it has burned holes a couple of times on it. Because I use it on winter time as well, I have this part so it doesn't get stuck on the snow. Bring this a lot, and getting also is good to have a lightweight chair. What I will change in the future is this bed, field bed that I have here. I wanted to try one because I have never tried one, and I bought one of the cheapest one that is. That is super uncomfortable to actually sleep on. But I think I've done it wrong, because I think I need to have inflatable pad here as well in order to actually sleep comfortable. But to be elevated, it does the same thing. I have told you before, if you watch my other videos, if you want to sleep comfortable outdoors, you need to recreating what you have at home the best possible way. It doesn't need to be all of this, but you need to be. You can also do it with an inflatable mat and a very cozy quilt as well, and a pillow to be sleeping comfortable. One of my bushcraft and camping additions is the bushcraft Spain. I'm half Spanish, by the way, so it's cool that they have a merino wool bushcraft Spain with the other country that I love so much printed in here. My wool blanket, and it also has a wool ground sheet that is basically a bit more comfortable to be sitting on instead of the inner tent. So this is a perfect blanket to just put it outside as well, and have a nice time. So this is the Canadian Prepper booger roll. I have here all the things that I need to survive in the wild. If I'm in the shed, I just grab this and bring it out. I normally keep it on another bag, booger bag, but I actually still use it, but I just try to keep it alone, and I try not to bring it with me, because it might be one day that I actually need to be using this, and I need to have stuff that is here ready to go. Basically, I have done a separate review, so I'm not gonna go over all of this right now, but it's a lot. It's a lot of shit. But good shit as well. It's not a bad thing. So this is the booger roll, very good bag from Canadian Prepper. I highly recommend that you get this as well. You can actually hang this as well, not just keep it there. This is the DT bag that I use. I also don't use this every time I go outdoors. I just hang it up there. and I know how to brush my teeth. I know what the temperature is. You see a lot of noise outdoors. I use air props and everything to be comfortable at home, because this is my office and work as well. And apart from that, not much to say. This is a very comfortable pillow. I normally use the Nemo Elite, but if I have the chance, I bring that with me. I have some ventilation here open. I can probably fold this a bit better, but it's so you get the point on how well this Game 6 is. Very good. I think the Lavo 6 is actually easier to set up because it's a very easy pole to set up. You just need to stake the ground a bit better. Alright guys, so I think I have covered it all. It's been a long video. I hope you appreciate this video though. You don't really need to have a lot of stuff to enjoy nature, but this is kind of a new thing that I think is growing up, especially in Asia, and that it will be growing up in Europe as well. So there is a lot of technology. When I started going outdoors 30 years ago, there was a lot of things that were that I didn't have, that make really being outdoors having a bad time. So now that all of this stuff is here, is basically you can decide how much you can bring and what you want to bring, whatever. If you have a lot of time on one place, you can set up the full bunker and do like 3 meals for you, so you just don't drink and water and make like dry meals from the outdoors companies all the time. You can actually make proper food and grill the right way when you have all of this stuff, and just be camping and having a nice time with your friends like you're gonna be doing outside at your home. So hope you like this video guys, and yes, see you next week. Bye.